Well, what an absolute picturesque scene that I'm in. You can see that at this moment in time, at 16 minutes past 5 in the morning, AM, UK time, I am on my own on this beach. Absolutely fantastic. High tide this morning is at 7 o'clock, 6:51 actually, but 7 o'clock. It's a 6.52 metre tide. It's a nice day. The sun will rise in probably about 15 minutes. And I'm at Chapel St Leonards. Third time I've been there in the last month or so. So yeah, I'm on my own today. So all's good. I've got my Daiwa Kinzagi rod, and I've also got a Daiwa Supercast, which is my old rod from 24 years ago. Both blue, you see. So we're giving that in a whirl. Do like that rod. Never bought two. I used to fish it alongside the sandstorm. But there you go. Baits today, I've got trout, lawns, one prawn, squid, black lug. I've got a bit of carp as well. So I'm going to fish till 9 o'clock in the morning, just past. Depends on how busy this beach gets. I haven't walked too far away from the entry point onto the beach. But I'm hoping that because I'm as early that it's not going to get too busy, but dog walkers will start coming soon. And I was hoping to catch this sunset, but there's a bit of cloud cover. So I'll just get set up, roll them credits. Ooh. Well, if you pick yourself off the floor with that one, when there was a soft sand there, when I put the weight in, the weight disappeared into the sand. Now that rod, that supercast, is flexible, it's not very stiff. Not a bad thing, but when I went into that cast, when I felt the weight dug into the ground, was already in the sand, so I pulled that, and then the rod just bent, and I thought, oh, I've not felt that before, because most of my rods are quite stiff. So yeah, a little bit of a pirouette at the end, but low and left, don't matter. First cast. I've woke up today with I had a crook neck on the right hand side all last week, and this morning I woke up okay, and while I was driving along I thought I've got a crook neck on the left hand side now. So it's always aches and pains, always first cast in the morning when you're still stiff. Fingers are frozen. It was quite warm, dressed appropriately at home, but when I drove through some areas coming here and it was 0.5, minus 0.5, it was cold, bit of fog, but that'll burn off. But I'm here now, no fog here, is there? But look at that sunrise, now in the clouds. I shall bait up my Daiwa Kenzagi rod, and the next time you see me, I'll hopefully do a better cast. But casting is coming on really well now. I'm right chuffed with my practicing at home, and then I'll show you the rods and show you my reels. Well, that went well. Oh, I need to hold that with my glove. That went well. It's gone out a long way. The reel just went because I cleaned it all, oiled all the bearings. But yeah, it had a bit of an overrun on that one, but I've picked it out. But my fingers are frozen. I kid you not. I should have brought my hand warmer. My fingers are frozen. I've got to try and warm them up. Hopefully I won't have any bites, because they are nearly not usable on my right hand. I'm gonna have to put a glove on. Absolutely froze. But it's out there. Both baits are out. I've only got squid on all, because that's all that I could put on the hook. But what a beautiful sunrise there, isn't it? Absolutely cracking. And it's quite apt really, because with that beautiful orange sunrise, I'm fishing with my Florida oranges. So I've got a bit of sunshine on the beach. So yeah, brilliant. So there's a lot of soos there, isn't there? Fishing the Daiwa Kenzagi. What do I think about the Daiwa Kenzagi at the moment? And I can't see it changing, to be honest. I think it's an absolutely fantastic rod. It's stiff enough, fantastic tip action for bites. I can't knock it. Nice slim blank, just can't knock it. Absolutely fantastic. I've dropped it and it hasn't marked, so that's a good thing. And I'm fishing it alongside today my Daiwa Supercast, which is the 13-foot power multiplier PM, STS 13 PM it is. But it's quite soft, a lot softer than the Kenzagi. But I'll use it today. Sometimes it's a little bit off-putting when you use two different style of rods and you're casting, especially when you're at the stage of casting that I am, i.e. not fantastic, but getting there. So yeah, but that's what it's about. Today, I didn't even know when I was going to be fishing, to be honest. Well, I knew I was fishing this weekend. I knew it was either yesterday or today. And yesterday at about 1 o'clock, I was on the internet, checked the weather, saw that it's a northwesterly wind today, next to nothing. Can't even feel it really, to be honest. And that changes about dinner time. High tide this morning was 7 o'clock, so I thought 2 and 2 to go together really, and I need to get there. I didn't have any videos in the bank. It was either a case of go today, or there'd have been no video up for Wednesday. But there, I don't think that really matters anyhow though, because I've got plenty of videos up. Bearing in mind, I think I've picked up 2 or 3 subscribers over the last 2 videos. YouTube's a hard place. The effort you put in for the limited reward is soul destroying. But that's not what it's about, is it? This is what it's about. Look at that. I've got wet lines in the water with bait on. Not the best bait, but it's coming. It's coming, I'll tell you. There's nobody else here. It's totally fantastic for your mind. The drive air was fantastic. There was nobody on the road. And yeah, this is what it's about, isn't it? Chance of catching a fish. But for me, catching a fish is secondary. The main thing for me for fishing is being on a beach like this, nice and empty, all people on it, don't matter, and just enjoying the environment, because this is the environment that I enjoy. I do love it, absolutely love it. Grew up by the sea for quite a big portion of my life, and this is where I enjoy being. It's just a shame I live inland. So I brought you along for the ride. So if you're watching this video and you got this far, thank you very much. You can experience this day on your sofa, whether you're eating your tea or just getting up in the morning, whatever. You can just experience this sunrise and this day fishing with me. So I brought you along. So isn't that good of me? First dog walkers, 2 dogs, 2 people. Yeah, if you got this far, click the subscribe button, ring a bell, drop us a comment. And if you've got this far and you think I ain't gonna subscribe, that's fine as well. Thanks for the view up to this point. All helps the algorithm. So this is Chapel St Leonards. And I was hoping to fish in the dark a bit more, but I got up at 2, woke up at 2, but didn't get up till half 2. It is hard work. And but we're here. I would have only been fishing for about half an hour in the dark. It don't matter, does it? I just thought I might catch a ray with the weather, water as it is in the dark. Might get a bit more of a chance, but we'll see what we get. I've got 2-hook flapper out on a 5-ounce weight on the supercast, and I've got a single hook clip down. Cast it out further. Well, that one went out further because the cast went better. So I'll see you in a bit. Look at this sunrise. Well, there's only been 2 people on the beach up to now, walking a dog, and they're out of sight now. They've gone for that much of a walk. Must be nice having good hips. It's now 10 past 6 in the morning. So I've got an hour, well, 50 minutes before high water, a couple of hours after. I thought it was bigger tides. I thought it was a 6.8 today, but it's a 6.52. Tomorrow's a 6.53, and then it starts getting smaller, so they're the biggest tides. To be honest, it's just nice being there. You can hear the birds, water, noise from the waves. My hand is now 4 and out, so that's good. It's shaping up to be a nice day, I think. Certainly going to be a cracker. I can hear a skylark, but you can never see them, can you? Thing is with skylarks, you always end up looking too high up in the air for them. But yeah, I'll give you a pan around. Let me just show you around. So you get up over there, just beside this North Sea Observatory. So you come up through that gap. All the other side is sand, so it's a bit of a trud, all soft sand. And you got some sand dunes going all the way down to Waller Bank and Anderby Creek down that way. The 2 people there are coming back on the horizon, and then we've got the sea, sun, and the wind farm. And going down round the coast, round that corner, going down there is Ingemells and Skegness, and that's it. Back to where you come up on the beach. I believe they do a breakfast. They do a breakfast in that observatory. I suppose they call it an observatory just because you can look out to sea, not at the stars. But you never know, they might have a telescope in there, mightn't they? But I doubt it. I would like to catch today, to be honest, because I've been to this beach twice and blanked. 3rd time I caught with them other 2 reprobates, you know. Shane, the Holderness Codfather, and Scott, the hardcore fisherman. Go check the channels out. Hope you're alright, Danny, from Danny Shore Fishing. Go check his channel out. You must remember being there, Danny, catching that bass that you caught, a little schooly one. And I blanked that day as well, didn't I, Danny? Hopefully meet up soon, mate. Have a fishing session. I need to get that bedroom sorted. I'm just at the time of life now where you come home from work, whether it's 2 hours, 4 hours, or 6 or 8, and then I have to sit down because I'm my body just aches. So yeah, just at that time of life, it's crap. Absolute rubbish it is. I would never have thought that I would have got to that stage in life at 53, coming on 54. But there you go. Yeah, life can deal you worse things than that, can't it? So I think I'll take that one and just moan about it, because that's what I like to do. Oh, I've got something on that Kanzaki rod. Oh, mind you, it could just be the weight, couldn't it? Let me tighten it up. There's the skylark up there. It's on top of a bush, actually, singing, sat on top of a bush. It's now flown off. Saw me pointing at it. Obviously, it's don't like people pointing. The reel on the Kanzaki overrun at the end, and I've got the magnets on 5, so they're on quite a way, to be honest. Now either I need to put some thicker oil in the bearings. I put the Abu oil that come with the Abu reels, or I need to put another magnet on the carriage on the inside. I shall probably put another magnet on first, but yeah, quite happy with them reels. I bought those reels off eBay. You've heard me before talk about the reels that I bought. I like to mix it up to make things a bit more not the same all the time. That's why I fish different places. That's why I'm fishing this Lincolnshire coast a little bit more at this moment in time. Just like to mix things up. You keep going to the same coast on the Holderness coast or the same mark. It can get a little bit boring, especially when you've got a long way to drive like I have. Fantastic. I didn't have one person in front of me today while I was driving there. There was cars coming the opposite way, but I never met anybody on the road going my way. Absolutely fantastic. If it was only like that during the day, it would be absolute bliss. So I can't moan about that. There's nothing to moan about. What an absolute perfect place to be. Even when people start coming, it don't matter. It's absolutely lovely. Sun's out, I can feel the warmth on my back now. The temperature's risen, and the only thing that's hurting now is the tip of my finger. Bait is defrosting, so I shall be bringing that in shortly and baiting up. I've also tried to come here and bring less bait, because I bring too much bait, don't use half of it, and take it home and refreeze it. So I've tried, but I think I've brought too much again. I think worms, squid and a bit of trout would have been enough. get that sharpened. Bloody hell. Lesson learnt there. Them hooks are sharp, but them hooks need to be razor sharp to go through trout skin. Trout skin's very tough. The trout that I bought off a bait place, frozen one, is they're very slimy and the skin isn't very big, thick. This big trout that I bought from Morrison's and took the fillets off, skin's tough. So that's only going out short. We'll cast that out now because so I shall get another flapper rig out with some brand new hooks on. I used that rig last time I was there with the fishing, and yeah, hooks went through all the baits perfectly alright, but that trout, the skin's tough as old nails. I reckon you can make a pair of shoes out of that skin. So now I've chucked that out probably 30-40 yards. It's got 2 at flapper on. We'll see what we catch. Hopefully get something small. I'll get another rig baited up. There's no dogs about, so it's hanging on there. It should be okay. I shall retire that rig, and then when I get home I shall tie 2 brand new hooks on it. Yes, I got no sunglasses. I'm facing right into the sun, as you know, through this camera. I'm having to put up with it, so I'm afraid you're going to have a big blob of yellow sun on the screen. This isn't David Attenborough. This is filmed by a Norfolk lad with limited fishing capabilities and limited intelligence. So it's just the way it is, and that's the way it is. So I'm gonna get these rigs out now. I shall chop them hooks off and bin them. They're offset hooks, so they're hard to sharpen. But I'll probably get them and just sharpen them anyhow. So now I'll pull out the wrong rig wallet. Yeah, always do this. Never mind. Don't need to get another weight out to her because I shall just use the weight on that rig. What are they like? Right, now these hooks, I got these hooks from Case to Tackle, and they're offset bait holders, and the eye is bent, so I presume it'll hold it, and then when the fish bites it, it'll help hook it. So this is what I'm going to use next. I shall cut a couple of bits of mackerel off for mackerel, trout. Hook in me boot, that's not good, is it? Absolutely fantastic. Do you know what? I'm not bothered if I don't catch. Would like to catch, obviously. Two people go, boys, well, old man and old woman gone down there for a walk on their own. Second dog walker down there. It's ideal, really. Skylarks are all out. Rods are quiet, and I don't care. Really don't care. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, well, you must be fed up, but it is nice here. It'd be nice at Sutton as well, where I fish. I'm going to try and get down the allotment this afternoon, and I'm going to have to mow the allotment because I think it's a bit weedy. I shall mow it and spray it with weed killer. And then I shall concentrate on the greenhouse and get some tomato plants in there. I shall go buy them this weekend and put a handful of tomato plants in there. That's what I'm doing today. Whether I'd get to do that or not, but if I don't do it today, it's going to be tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing when I get home. Once I've washed my reels and my rods, because I'll be able to wash my rods when I get home. I normally, when I get home, because it's early hours of the morning normally, I rinse my reels, so my reels are done, and then I do my rods the next day. So I'll be able to do them both when I get home today. That'll make it first. The Abus, beautiful reels. One's running faster than the other. I don't know if it's got all the magnets on it, but we'll see. I'll take it apart and have a look. The other thing is, they aren't as good as a Pen Fathom, because the Pen Fathom, you can just wind it in. It's ever so easy. Good to cast, brilliant to wind in. Abus, fantastic to cast, not so good to wind in. So if you bear that in mind, you ain't going to be far wrong with a Abus and Fathoms, really. Sun's in my eyes. I'm going. I've been yabbing too long. I'm sat on my box. Need to get this fat ass off this box. Oh, I've got a hook in my boot again. Shows these hooks are good, doesn't it? And they're sharp. So I'm going to put some more trout on this now. And watch these rod tips like an hawk. Bit of clay out there. Got clay on the line. Good to know. I think this is just the weight biting on the deck. Yeah. Right, so on this one we've got black lug and trout. Good cast. Felt a little bit more nimble on my feet on that one, with what I've learned this week with weight transfer on my feet. So hopefully, if it keeps going like that, I'll get the feel for it. I can grow into the cast and then start putting quite a bit of power into it, hopefully. But that went a long way. Totally happy with that. So yeah, I've still got some bait on this, look. But look at this. This ain't good, is it? Something's chewed that bait. Probably crabs, but look at that bait elastic. They weren't even fishing. Now, this launch was frozen, so perhaps the bait elastic didn't grip into it enough. Tide's going out quite quickly now. So we'll get that baited up again. It's just a clip down rig, but I don't like this elastic. Never mind. I'll get that baited up. I'll get this rig baited up with trout again, I think. That rig was out there. That rig was out there not fishing. What a waste of bloody time that was. I mean, you put the bait elastic on, don't you, and you pull it all tight and you make sure it's neat and tidy, and then it comes unravelled. I can only think it's because it's a launch, and I don't like launch, don't like sand eels either. It's always never catch on them for a start, and if the bait elastic don't dig into it, tried to tie a knot round it. Never mind, that's over with now. Back onto fish baits. We've got a piece of trout on there, folded in half. This tide is whipping out, look at this. I would say, even though I got here for like just after 5, probably 5:30, something like that. Well, it's 5:15, wasn't it, I think? The water was virtually in. And because it's a 6.5, didn't have to come in much more, but now it's leaping out, and I don't want to follow it out. I want them to fish till 9, but I don't want to walk all the way out there. Probably should have got up at 1 o'clock, which would have meant I wouldn't have even got a lot of sleep at all then. But there you go. There's not a lot you can do about that now, is there? See, the pressure's coming on now. The pressure's coming on because I ain't even had a bite. Or if I have had a bite, I ain't seen it. I've got the sun dazzling me right in my face, which is absolutely fantastic. Let's not knock that. But yeah, I haven't seen a bite. And I ain't had anything. There could possibly be some crabs out there. Put it this way, something is eating a launch that was wrapped up. So be nice to catch a dab, wouldn't it? Might have to get the secret black lug and squid tips. Small hooks and go for a dab. There's plenty of fish about. People seem to keep catching fish, so I shall fish for as long as I can. Once the tide goes out here, you see, you have to follow it out, which is ideal. You should do that anyhow, but you have to here because people will start walking, and if your line's down, people just walk into your line. I should be okay. It's 7:40. Something's tapping that rod, I think. Either that or the weight's moving. The baits could be moving because we brought the baits in and they've been tangled up once. And the other time the bait elastic had come off and tangled it up. So it's unfortunate. Once it enters that water, there's not a lot you can do, is there? I'm not using the launce anymore. I don't use sand eels, don't like them, so that's it now for them. But are the crabs back? I mean, people are catching them, aren't they? They're molting and peeling, sorry. Could be on there trying to strip that trout off, couldn't they? So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Next cast, I'm going to chuck about 20 yards out. Right, it's only been out 5 minutes, something like that, 10 minutes most. So I'm going to change it and cast it closer in. I am trying to catch a fish, so I'm not just leaving a bait out for half an hour. Bait's still on, so it's still fishing at least. Alright. Well, that's good to know. I saw some squid fly off my hook. So I figured, let's get it reeled in, bait up again, because I want to be fishing, so I'll put a bit of fresh on that now. It's been in the water. I've only just cast out and literally reeled it straight in after I saw a bit of squid fly off. But I'll put another bit on the top. Gone round that bloody rod. I know what it was. It was the squid head. I put a squid head on the top hook, and the squid head has come off. I think squid heads are okay as long as you do a combination bait or something, you know. Alright, let's get cast out again. That was better, nothing flew off that. So I'm happy the two baits are out there. Literally 20-30 yards out. Tide has gone out so far. You can see how steep this beach is there. You might be able to. If I do that, see that beach? But I'm just going to watch these rods. Can't believe I hadn't even had a tap. You'd think there'd be a, after catching a couple of dogfish last time, I know they swim past and swim through and they're in groups, and because on the last video I caught two dogfish and then didn't catch any more, so they'd obviously moved on. But they do say when the dogfish come in, the hounds come in. Let's get this one reeled in as well while we're at it. Might have some weed on this. Oh my lord, I've only gone and caught a turbot. Oh, favourite fish to catch, one of them anyhow. God, that was heavy. He must have been, oh, I'm getting hot. Let me take this off. He's in the bucket of water. Too hot. Get them on. I'm gonna have to unhook this. Let me just show you it, and then we'll get it unhooked. One little turbot, look. Perfectly hooked. Oh, a cracking day. Absolute cracking day. Beautiful place to be. She's in the bucket, I'll show you, because when you catch a fish it's always good to have a bucket of water with you so that you show the fish some respect. We don't want to go down the route of freshwater fishing and all that malarkey, but you can just have a bucket of water and show the fish some respect. Plus, if you can't unhook it, you can give the fish, put the fish in the water, let it sort of like recoup, and then have another go, can't you, being gentle. And always remember to change your bucket of water occasionally because it warms up. But look at this. Them mouths are weird, aren't they? Right. Ooh. Right. I'll bring you back in a minute. Yeah, so went through the top gill, couldn't get it. Went through the bottom gill, got the hook out, and this is what I caught that turbot on. And it swallowed that hook. I had to get that out and pull this bit of this is the second time I've caught a turbot on trout. Oh, I can't believe it. It's been an absolutely fantastic day here today, and it's not over yet, but it ain't far off. But it's been absolutely beautiful. And then I was like fretting that I ain't gonna catch, and then I pull out my favourite fish, and that's a little turbot. Nothing like inglorious catches, but turbot's a turbot in my book. Oh, they sucker down onto the floor. Right. Here we go. Small but perfect in size. One turbot. Needs to put some weight on. But yeah, one turbot. We'll get that put back. Chuffed to bits, absolutely chuffed to bits. Look at that. And he bit my finger. Nearly got a bootful. Fantastic. Well, it's kept the blanket bay. Caught a fantastic fish there as well. I love catching turbot. I think they're lovely fish. Absolutely, well, they are lovely, aren't they? So, yeah, let's get another one, shall we? That was at distance as well, so we shall, got weed on this. We'll clear this line up and get that bait, which is trout. Went to the right. As I casted that, the spool slipped. One of them things into it. This is what happens when you learn to cast. I've got the basics of it now. I know about my feet. My feet feel far better now. But when I finish this session, I'm going down to Sutton on Sea and I'm going to do some casting. But I'll just take this rod and go do it. But this reel, it seems so fast. But that doesn't alter the cast. I balls it up. Didn't grip it tight enough on the old cricket bat rubber. But it's just one of them things, isn't it? I'm afraid it's all a learning curve. I'll tell you what though, it's that a long way. Well, say I cast it to the right, it's only like 10 or 15 meters to the right. Plenty of people cast left and right like that, don't they? So yeah, it's out there. We've got trout on it. I've got one more bit of trout left. I'm not putting trout on 2-hook flappers anymore because the skin's so tough. It needs to be, yeah, I'm not doing that, I don't think. I'm going to always use my trout as a cocktail bait. So I shall get some black lug and put that with that next bit of trout. So I've caught on trout. So the last time when I was at, if you go back to my Dimlington video, I don't know how many times I've been to Dimmu, once or twice, but it was the last time I went there. I caught a turbot there last year and I caught that on trout. We weren't fit catching anything and I took some trout with me and I just put some trout on a rig, cast it out to try it, and that was the only fish caught that night. So there weren't a load of turbot out there, there weren't a shoal of them, and I weren't pulling them in all the time on it, so it could have been luck on it. But you know, if I didn't have that trout that day, might not have caught, same as today. I've used trout, black lug and squid today, and lawns, which I ain't using again. Don't know if I've mentioned that. And I'm sure it's a fantastic bait, probably on a boat, I don't know. I shan't be buying any more. Well, I might do. I might take it and use it, but I'll put some squid round it, because that tends to tart any bait up, doesn't it? So I've took my hoodie off. The warmth has got really nice now. The time is 8:44. 8:44. So it's another flatfish I've caught, isn't it? If I aren't catching dabs, it seems as though I'm catching turbot. And even watch the other rod. I've got this sun in my face, and which is getting higher now, so it's getting a little bit better. But I can't believe there's nobody on this beach. The woman with the collie dog that was barking at the water, she's now coming back, so there's no one else down that way. And you've just got people in that observatory, sort of like sorting the calf out, I suppose. I couldn't have picked a better time. I think it's going to rain tomorrow as well. But I'm going fishing next week as well. I think I'm going on Tuesday. Tides aren't perfect, or they weren't. Weren't perfect. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to catch the nighttime tide, but that means high waters at like 8 o'clock-ish, something like that. 7:30, 8. So by the time I fished a couple of hours after, it's going to be getting late by the time I get home. And I have work the next day as well, so. But that's one of them things, isn't it? You can't do everything. You know, when you live inland, you got to bite the bullet, I suppose. There you go. There's a lot of there you goes today, isn't there? Don't think I've said much. Perhaps that disease is gone and I've got another one. They must have come from the Holdy Park. There's Holdy Park, I think it's at Anderby Creek. So they must have walked from there. If they carried on walking around the corner, they'd go get a bag of chips or some candy floss, couldn't they? Be good, no good if Casters was there, would it, with candy floss about, eh? Or there'd be a shortage of pink candy floss. You'd be scoffing that. Do you like my pink bag? Yeah, out there, I've got a bit of a hole there. I reckon it's a little bit deeper here than over there. It's definitely shallower the further you go up there than what it is here. Shouldn't be saying that, should I? What I think I'll do is I shall pack up. I've got these two baits out now. I shall reel the Kansagi rod in shortly. And then what I'll do is bait it up again and send it out, and that's the last bait. We've got trout and black lug to go out. I've bought too much bait yet again. And then I shall pack up. But I shall do some casting practice. Whether I film that or not, I don't know. Probably not. Just want to work on what I've been working on at home, practicing, so. But a turbot, don't matter what size. I could have measured that. It was probably about 23 centimeters, something like that. It needed to have quite a few good meals, which it just tried to do, breaking my bait. Hook come out, no damage to the gills, weren't bleeding. I was swimming about and hunkered right down in my bucket of water. It was a right job to get your fingers under it and pick it up, because they just, I don't know how they do it. I suppose because they're round, they can sit straight flat to the bottom and all the air goes out, doesn't it, and it's suction in it. Returned, and it's not on the beach, so it swum off, so got hair in my eye. Reels, yeah, I like them Florida orange reels, but one spins a lot quicker than the other. Now I put Abu oil on both of them. Another thing with these Florida orange reels is one's older than the other. But from what I can gather, from what I've looked at and what I've found out, they did a Florida orange and then they did a Florida orange which was called premium. Don't know why. This one here is the original. That is. I think that's an older version, because there's no sticker on this side. This one is the newer version, as far as I can make out. Ambassador 6500 CT Premium, it's called. Now, what's premium about that one compared to that one? Well, I'll tell you. As far as I can see, nothing. And let me tighten this up. And that's because I've had it apart, and there is no difference inside on the gears from the premium one to the original. No difference at all. It's the same gearing, same everything. They are exactly the same as the green Magalites as well. There is no difference between them and the green Magalites. They're the same. After the Florida orange and the green Magalite, the clicker, which is on that one, is on a spring, is then changed. So on Blue Yonder, TSR, High Speed, and if there's any others, you know, these grey and orange ones, they've got like a button inside on a spring, and that's what operates the clicker. And it's not as positive or as much of a click as what those versions are. Them are better. I think they're better built because of the clicker, the spill release, sorry, not the clicker, the spill release, because there's no clicker on these. This side of the, so that's this. So this one, which isn't the premium, is exactly the same as this one, which is the premium. This side, where the magnets are, you know, to make it the Magalite, both of them are exactly the same. It's the same gubbins as in all the reels, including the TSR, high speeds and everything. So when people say get a Florida orange and get the premium version, well, is it premium just because it's got a sticker on? It must be. The sticker just does make it look a bit more blingy, but there's no difference to the reels. So I'm quite pleased that I've got one that's got no sticker on and one with a sticker on. So I've got both of them, but it don't stand out. They're nice reels. Cast nice. Everything's good about them. How many people buy these Florida oranges and all it is a green Magalite but with side plates off another reel, and you just put the side plates on? Because you can do that. There's no problem in doing that. Anyhow, that's a little bit of my knowledge of taking them reels apart, and I must have took 20 of them apart now to grease, clean and whatever. This tide is now going right out. It ain't going to be long. That will be my last cast. 2 reel-ins, 1 more cast, and then I might do some practice, but I don't think I'll film that. It's been a great day, eh? Really loved it. There's still nobody on the beach. Look, let me just show you, just to prove it. You know, because this is real fishing. Look at this. It's going to be a rave over my shoulder now, isn't there? Just to prove me wrong. I can't do it because I've got a crooked neck. But yeah, there you go. I've just had a thought. Perhaps the premium Florida orange against the old Florida orange, perhaps it had a better bearing in. Perhaps it had a ceramic bearing in it and came as standard. It might have done, mightn't it? But you know, the reels are old now and bearings get changed, and the 2 bearings that were in it I've thrown. But they did look as though they were the same bearing as what was in the TSR, but I don't know if that's ceramic. whether they were ceramic straight from the shop. So perhaps that's it. I've just sat here looking at them and thinking, and I've just thought, well, perhaps that's it. Perhaps they had a ceramic bearing in it and the original ones didn't, but things get changed, and ceramic bearings, 10-12 quid. Meant to change your bearings regular anyhow, aren't you? Nothing on that. We've got one more rod out. Tide's going out. There's a bloody great Alsatian on the beach. He's a big bugger. Not saying I like dogs a great deal now, but I can see the attraction because of Dookie. And you can always see a dog and see it as a nice looking dog. If this beach don't get too busy, I might do some casting on this beach. I might only do 2 or 3. Actually, I will do it on there, because what I'll do is I'll walk down to the water's edge and just leave my gear up there. stuff on there, look. I thought I saw something on that. Something hanging off that rod. I shall check all the eyes when I get them. Tide's going out and I don't want to walk down there really, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up over here, reel this in, but first I'll turn it off and then turn it back on, make sure nothing go wrong. Well, that's it. There's me Florida Orange Premium. This is my Daiwa Kenzagi. Fantastic rod. I'd recommend anyone to get this rod, but get the 14-foot version, so that then leaves a 13'6" for me to get another. Now, whatever length you get, I'm sure it'll be all right. This is the 13'6", I think, and it's a 2-piece. It's fantastic. Casts well when you can cast it properly. It's a really good rod. I shall review it later on after I've used it a bit more and I've mastered my cast. So but yeah, this is nothing on that one. So that's the end of fishing at Chapel St Leonards. It's been an absolutely fantastic day. I saw the sun come up, beautiful blue skies, suntan oil on, changed my hat, took my top off, got my thermals on, I'm a bit warm, and it's been very quiet. You know, there's 2 dog walkers on this beach at the minute, and they're right down there. There's just nobody on this beach. It's absolutely fantastic. I reckon if you went round the corner, I expect that beach might be busy, but shouldn't be saying that, should I? Oh, there's loads of people about. It's atrocious. I just don't know how I'm going to get off the beach without bumping into people. Anyhow, I've had a great time today. I've enjoyed it. It would be nice to fish it going out, but I've had me lot. I've done 2.5 batteries. This is the 3rd battery. It's nearly done. So I've got loads of footage. It's not been a blank. We've caught a prime fish. You know, don't matter how big it is, it's a prime fish. It's been brilliant to fish air and to catch that. It's been great. I would say you're probably in about 3 meters of water here today when I was fishing, and that's just a 20-yard cast out. So yes, brilliant venue, and really enjoyed myself. Like I say, it's been a beautiful day. I've caught a turbot. I'm so chuffed about that. The reels are good, rods are good, everything's good. Everything's good in life, isn't it? So if you've got this far, thanks a lot. What is there to say? Well, the next thing to say is the next time you see me, I'll be on a beach, because this is the end of Chapel St Leonards. Thank you again if you've got this far. I appreciate the support you give, appreciate all the comments in the videos each Wednesday, all the comments I get. Yeah, it's fantastic. Sometimes it's harder than others, sometimes it drains you, but you just have to keep plodding along, and things pick up and then things go down, don't they? But yeah, I'm enjoying YouTube. There's times when I ain't enjoying it, but yeah, I am still enjoying YouTube. We're still putting videos up, and we've got a few things this year which is going to be a bit different to the channel, so please tune in and watch them. And yeah, what else can I say apart from waffling on? I am not. So next time you see me, we'll be on the beach, and I'll see you soon. So thank you and see you later. And you can see tide's just started to go out, really. Big hole there. Trouble is, fishing there, you're too close to where all the dog walkers go, because a lot of them just go down there and then bugger off. So anyhow, here I am waffling again, aren't I? Just did the scenic shot round. I'm off. I'll see you later. And no, I'm not saying that. I'm off, and I will see you soon. Yeah, cheers, bye. And yeah, doing that waffling thing again, aren't I? See, and the thummy up thing. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm off. Don't know if that last bit filmed, so this is just an extra bit, and it's just basically reeled in, no fish, had a great time, nice on the beach, brilliant beach, not very busy, absolutely perfect, sun's out, fantastic, did some good fishing, caught a turbot. I'll see you later, and the next time you see me, it'll be on the beach. That's for you, Tom, just in case the last one didn't record. See you later. Thanks to everyone that's got this far, and for those that clicked on and just viewed for a bit. All means the world. See you later.